Let's take a look now at a picture taken by Ted Evans, the Director of Public Works. This happened at about 8:30 this morning on Lodi Street in the city's industrial area. The driver was coming out of a warehouse making a turn when his truck was swallowed up by the road. This street was flooded out during Hurricane Irene. Evans tells me the pressure from the river tides compromised this road and the manhole, and when the driver went over that manhole,
Jersey Shore business owners begin the unthinkable and heartbreaking task of surveying the damage to their livelihoods for the second time in a year following a massive fire along the Seaside Park boardwalk there.
It's about 4 blocks and about 30 different businesses were either completely destroyed or damaged significantly.
Extra obstacle being the south wind was blowing 25 to maybe 30 miles an hour from the south. So it's a difficult fire to fight when you're out in the open.
In Pakistan's Baluchistan province, a powerful 7.7 magnitude earthquake on Tuesday reduced houses to rubble and killed over 200 people. It also appears to have created a new island in the Arabian Sea. 60 feet high, 250 feet wide, and 100 feet long. Scientists aren't sure if the mud and rock outcropping will remain in place or subside back into the sea.
away. Look here, the place, right? Look here, this, that. See what you doing, that what you
Dang.
Joker place. It's coming this way. No, he ain't coming.
The daddy ain't coming?
No, she ain't coming. Oh, not towards the black. Ah!
Rains hit Guadalajara in Mexico, leaving many streets severely flooded and causing a ton of damage. Apparently about 20 cars were dragged in these waters, but wait till you see the camera pan back. Do you see that right in front of that car? That's a man holding on.
Some of the craziest sky I've ever seen in my life.
Well, we had rather dramatic conditions yesterday across the UK and Ireland, with some lively thunderstorms moving across much of the UK and bringing some intense downpours, in fact causing some flash flooding across northern parts of England.
The most intense cold front in 15 years has brought snow and sub-zero temperatures to more than 100 towns in southern Brazil. Authorities were forced to act fast to get the homeless into shelters and close down highways to avoid a torrent of accidents caused by the combination of slippery snow and drivers unaccustomed to the conditions.
You are headed to Jersey Shore this weekend. You might want to watch where you are swimming. Some places in Ocean County are dealing with a jellyfish invasion. People in communities all along the Barnegat Bay say stinging sea nettle jellyfish are inflicting pain in large numbers, and they seem to be in places where they haven't been before.
We used a waterproof camera to record the jellyfish called sea nettles. People who have lived here for decades say never before have they seen so many.
4 rounds of heavy downpours have swept Tianshui city since last Thursday, triggering floods, landslides and mud rock flows in 7 townships and resulting in the death of 22 people. 9 villages remain isolated after power, communication and roads were cut off. One rescue worker told China View how in some villages more than half of the houses were destroyed in the disaster.
One incident on July 13th was even more dramatic. 4 people in a car were driving along a mountain pass when it was suddenly inundated by a nearly minute-long landslide. The whole thing was caught on camera.
More than 1.2 million residents in 7 counties and districts were affected by the rainstorms, with 30,000 evacuated.
This comes after the province was hit by a 6.6 magnitude earthquake just 1 week ago, which claimed 95 lives.
While no one thinks of Italy as Tornado Alley, this was the scene in Milan on Monday, captured swirling outside the window in an industrial park. It caused structural damage and injured 12 people before it blew over.
The tornado, which reached grade 3 on the Fujita scale, hit Trezzo Solada and Breszago in the province of Milan on Monday, with videos showing debris flying through the air.
Severe weather has residents of several states on alert tonight as people in North Carolina remain without power after flash flooding wiped out homes and dozens of roads.
A deluge of rain caused major flooding and widespread power outages in North Carolina this weekend. As much as 8 to 10 inches of rain fell in western parts of the state in 12 hours.
Place to remember, like Asheville, North Carolina and Greenville, South Carolina, already their wettest July on record, both having more than 13 inches just this month. Yesterday, you had scenes like this, the road opening up because places like Hickory, North Carolina got 7 inches or more in just 2 hours.
Las Vegas, too, the normally dry Las Vegas Valley, got slammed with more than 2 inches of rain Sunday afternoon, and that left vehicles stalled on Interstate 215, also resulting in flood watches that extended all the way to northwest Arizona and the eastern desert of California.
Heavy rain and record winds of up to 89 miles per hour also hit New Mexico and flooded parts of southern Utah.
In the 12 years we've lived here, I've never seen this amount of water.
Some states are even setting record lows. Stanley, Idaho hit a winter-like 34 degrees this morning. Sioux City, Iowa had its coolest July morning since 1995 with a low of 44. And here on South Dakota, dipped to 41 degrees.
And in Philadelphia, a new record. More than 8 inches of rain falling in a day, smashing the rainfall record from Tropical Storm Floyd. Operations at Philadelphia International Airport came to a grinding halt when the power went out, paralyzing air traffic for several hours. Meanwhile, in nearby New Jersey, the heavy rains leading to blinding conditions. Cars stuck in knee-deep water for hours.
Old, young, large, and small, bottlenose dolphins of all ages and sizes washing up dead along the Jersey Shore. The past few weeks have been overwhelming for Mike Kapp and other staffers at Brigantine's Marine Mammal Stranding Center. Since July 9th, they've responded to reports of 17 dead dolphins discovered on beaches in Ocean, Cape May, Monmouth, and Atlantic counties. We broke down the numbers to show you how many were found in each.
The results we have had showing viral pneumonia is not indicative of a typical death of an animal. There's something more involved here, and we're not quite sure what it might be at this point.
The oil spill from a leaked pipeline in Thailand has reached the popular tourist island of Koh Samet. It's estimated around 50,000 litres of crude oil have poured into the sea since Saturday. Hundreds of people, including Navy personnel, environment officials and villagers, are battling to clean the oil from Samet's beaches. Pipeline operator PTT Global Chemical has apologised and said the leak has now been plugged. It says the clean-up operation will take another 2 or 3 days, but environment groups say the firm has underestimated the extent of the damage.
Thousands of people squeezed into this swimming pool in southwest China on Tuesday to take a dip in what's been called the country's hottest Julys in 140 years. But as temperatures soared outside, inside local residents were cool, if not somewhat squashed.
Scorching weather in East China's Zhejiang province in recent days has caused spontaneous combustion of a car and advertising board along the street and deformed road surfaces. A summer heat wave has been sweeping the eastern China province since late July, with temperatures staying above 40 degrees Celsius in some parts for the last 7 days.
An emergency level 2 heat alert for the first time. At least 2 people in the eastern city of Shanghai have died from heat stroke.
Flash floods rage through a community in the Pennines. The village of Walsden near Todmorden hit by up to 18 inches of water after extremely heavy rain. It left much of the village submerged. Locals say the rains came and within 15 minutes the road was completely flooded over Wellington Boots. The force of the water so great it ripped up the road. One local flood warden said the amount of rain was unprecedented and caused sheer devastation.
O X7 está vindo em direção à Terra.
Hey YouTube, this is Jankofer with the Impossible channel. We are going to talk about a topic a lot of people don't want to talk about, but we are going to just make it a different way. Before I go on and show you this astonishing video by Adrian in the UK, 2017, take this week, if I'm not mistaken, maybe yesterday. Thank you very much, Adrian, for sending this in. Folks, what we have here is complete and 100% full-on evidence that the governments are not talking about something bigger, and this something is about to happen at any moment. Do you see the sun here? Of course you see the sun. What you are not seeing is the second sun. Now Adrian here is taping the sky, and he is the only person, one of the only persons, well, that I've been talking to that has a video like this. And why do I say this? Because you can see clear, here we can see a lens flare. Okay, you see a lens flare on 1 o'clock, 1 p.m., right? Okay, so there's a lens flare, it's moving, it's obviously a lens flare, right? This is why Adrian has one of the most unique videos on Planet X ever. Because what you're about to see right now is not in any way a lens flare. These objects are going to, that we call the sun, okay, the sun is going to go behind the clouds completely, and therefore there will be no lens flare being produced by the sun anymore. See, there you go, no lens flares anymore. See, here we have still 3 p.m., 3 o'clock, we have, I'm sorry, 2 o'clock, we have a lens flare. You see it? It's moving there, it's like together with the sun. Now I am going to show you this, and you're not supposed to see it. Do you see that? Folks, do you see that? Do you see that? No lens flare, folks. This is not a lens flare. Do you see that? That is our sun. What the heck is that? Right? So there is no chance, folks, that these objects are illusions caused by the camera reflection or whatever. Once the sun goes behind the cloud right now, you see, there are no lens flare anymore, and you can still see the second sun behind the clouds. Behind the clouds, folks. This is astonishing evidence, and then goes our sun behind the clouds also. So this is astonishing evidence. Look at that, folks. What do you say about that? You should start sharing this shit right now, because everything that's going on right now is because of this. Now, for those of you who believe that this might be the moon, check it out. Well, May 30th, not a full moon, and not at all close to the sun. So this is astonishing evidence of a inbound object that is already latched or attached to our gravity, or if I can say that we have a gravity, right? This may be the reason that the Alaska volcanoes are going off and that the weather is actually crazy all around. For example, we have chemtrails, HAARP, This is in the northern parts of Europe, coming in from Chris. Thank you very much, Chris. Take a look at that, folks. We have the X marks the spot. Famous X marks the spot, right? And then we have this. And then we have this, right? So this is what happens, folks. This is a sequence of videos showing you what happens in a very, very clear morning where we have clear skies, and then suddenly it all starts to, you know, just become a very, you know, white shadowy day, you know, very weird, full of chemtrails and HAARP going on. So this is coming from Devin. Thank you very much, Devin. This is a really wild sunset. It was not common in the past to have a sunset with this range of colors, right? Pink, mainly pink. So we have the politicians in Brazil talking about it. You know, they're talking about Nibiru already and Planet X and all that. So this is becoming very fast a subject of importance. Here we have coming in from Italy. This is coming in from a subscriber that just sent in a picture of what seems to be a meteor hitting an invisible barrier in the sky in Italy yesterday. Now, if this is happening, it's because, well, folks, this object, this inbound object, is finally, you know, attracting, if we can say, other objects to Earth. Now, this is all surrounding NASA's theory of gravity and all that. I don't know if I believe 100% in all that, but what I know they did is, if this is an alien war, or whatever it is, if it's an alien war, if it's gravity pulling in the comets and meteors, they have established a Skynet, something like that, a dome that protects the Earth from these meteors and comets from hitting it. For example, we have here clearly a huge meteor crashing some invisible barrier, and boom, there you go. This is because they have been using HAARP. They have been using HAARP and chemtrails to make an invisible barrier to avoid this kind of accident. They say that because of Nibiru and Planet X, more and more comets are going to hit and the Earth and you know, become a danger to all. This is coming in from Judith. Thank you very much. This is amazing footage of what seems to be the second sun also. A peculiar video, folks, because this is very wild. Because this is a person using no welding lens at all. This is an iPhone, a faulty, let's just say like this, put it like this, right? A faulty or not iPhone that catches, you know, this second object, this anomaly, with very much ease. You know, no need of welding lens, no need of, you know, whatever. It's there. But the thing is it an illusion? Again, is it a lens flare? What is it? You can clearly see the lens flare wobbling around to the right of the sun. Okay, a bluish lens flare wobbling around. That is not the second sun. The second sun is supposed to be on top of ours, and it's behind the clouds, right? But then again, this could be an illusion. And that's when we go back to Adrian's video, and this is just totally mind-blowing, folks. I have no words for this. This is like, there is no chance, take a look at that this is an illusion. They are so close to one another that you can't see it with the naked eye, and probably you can't see it with a camera. Now, here we have, when you ask, right, some people ask, James, what could be the reason, the cause for this type of event? A double arc rainbow that no one has ever seen before. This is not... Why did I say that? Because people are astonished by this. People are completely astonished by this. This is amazing, folks. Take a look at that.
What I get to see
right?
because of it.
So, is this because of the second sun? Very much probably. This is when it eclipses one another, probably. And then you have this.
Once again in Warren, Michigan, we got blue skies, guys. I'm really sorry if it's fast or shaky. It's
probably also the reason for the opposite sunrise and sunset. And that people are talking about a very bright light during the night. So folks, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll leave you with these videos, very nice videos, and don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you again. Now this is somewhat very astonishing. This is Jennifer with the Impossible Channel. We're going to show you Hollywood caught by accident what seems to be a second sun. Now this is going to make us question the reality of this object that people are seeing. Now this is really mind-blowing. Let's check it out.
I have to say it's liberating knowing that I'm not going to be called.
Help me, Justine. I want to do this the right way. I'm afraid that the planet will hit us anyway.
Feeling nothing that's happened is your fault.
Hope you were somewhere beautiful, bro. Over.
Sorry, James.
Over.
Your children will be born in a world of two suns. They will never know a sky without them. You can tell them that you remember when there was a pitch-black sky with no bright star and people feared the night. You can tell them when we were alone, when we couldn't point to the light and say to ourselves, there is life out there. Someday, the children of the new sun will meet the children of the old. I think they will be our friends. You can tell your children of the day when everyone looked up and realized that we were only tenants of this world. We have been given a new lease and a warning from the landlord.
Of course, not only in movies, this was also caught in webcams all over the world, and we're going to show you some of them. This is really astonishing, folks. What is going on, right? Do we really have two suns out there? Is the future going to reveal more than we would ever expect? Now, this is going to be, again, mind-blowing. These videos that were sent to us, these are just unbelievable. It might be real that we have a second moon or a second sun, and that NASA has been lying all along, and the presidents may even know about this, but this is something that they can't talk about. So don't forget to leave a comment, okay, leave a share, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you again.
Good morning, James. So here's that other video I said I was going to send you. The sun's just starting to come up. It's about 5 o'clock, 4:30, something like that. Remember what I told you? Here's the street, okay? That's supposed to be north, right there. That's supposed to be north. So that would be east. There's the house. There's the moon. It's barely moved all night. It's gone from the top of that house to right there. Look at that thing. Okay. So here's what I want you to see. See where the light is coming up? Look where the light's coming up. The light's coming up right there. So it's not north, it's that far off. You can see the angle, how far. So it's not north, it's that far off. You can see the angle. Do you see that? Did we just catch something? That is a crazy bright star that you can see over the light. Alright, so there's the sunrise. Look around. It's not on the rest of the horizon. It should be from there to there. That's where it should be lit up. But it's not. It's only lit up right there. That's not the east. That's the east. That's east. It's supposed to be. That's the sun coming up. Definitely not east. That's crazy, my friend. That doesn't make any sense at all. In these crazy times, I would say this. Keep praying, stay safe. God bless. Ciao.